Okay, starting to play another game of chess here. I just finished one. I thought it was recording, but evidently it wasn't. So I'm going to start this other game. I want to stop my stopwatch here and reset it and start it again. I like to keep these videos under 15 minutes because they're a little bit difficult to upload if they're more than 15 minutes. Also, people get tired of watching them if they take forever and forever and forever. So uh, I've got my stopwatch started now, so let me go ahead and start this. Once again, you want to control the center of the board. You can see there as I'm going around there with the little arrow, that's what you want to control. So a good first move is to bring out the king pawn 2 spaces, or bring out the queen pawn 2 spaces. I normally like to start with the um, king pawn, bringing it out 2 spaces. The reason being, I don't like to bring out the queen pawn. If you bring out the queen pawn 2 spaces, that tends to make the game go pretty fast and furious. The bringing the king pawn out 2 spaces is a little bit more conservative of a move. So right now I'm going to bring out my knight to here. That will put his pawn there in check. Uh, he brought out his pawn to check my pawn here. So I'm going to go ahead and capture his pawn with my pawn. He brings his queen out, so I'm going to take my knight and bring it out here to put his queen in check. He takes my knight there, my other knight. So, and he don't have his queen backed up or protected anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and take his queen. Which puts me at quite an advantage already in the game. So I want to bring out my bishop now to taking and get ready for castling. He brought out that knight there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin his knight with my bishop so that he can't move that knight. If he moves that knight, see, he'll be in check, and he can't do that. So let me go ahead and castle now. I'll go ahead and take his knight now, since I'm ahead on points. I'll go ahead and take it with my bishop, and he is putting this pawn here in check with his bishop there, and I don't have that protected, so I need to do something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot this pawn up to here. What happens is that protects that, if you will, keeps him from taking that pawn. So that and that pawn there is protected by the other pawn. So right now I'm going to bring my knight out to here. That will put his bishop there in check. So what I'm going to do, and he took my knight, so I'm going ahead and take his knight there with my pawn. So I did that. So now he takes my pawn there with his bishop, puts me in check. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump up here with my knight. I'll jump up here with my rook or castle, and I will capture that bishop. Could have done it with the queen, but I didn't. So anyway, he takes that pawn there and puts my queen in check. So I'm going to take his bishop. I'm way ahead on points, so not too worried about it. Now here he's got me in a position where I could take and get checkmated if I couldn't bring this rook here back down in front of the king. But nothing to worry about there. But I need to go ahead and get this bishop out and do something with it. Can't bring it out to here. I'll bring it out to here. He could capture it, but that's really not a big problem, because if he does capture it, I can capture it with my rook or my castle there. So that's what I brought it out to there, and he did capture it. So I'm going to capture his rook with my rook. And as you can see, I'm way down to way in head, and he brought his rook over there. All I got to do now is take his rook, and I can put him in checkmate. What happens when you put somebody in checkmate is they can't do anything. I mean, if you put them in checkmate, the king is under attack, and the king cannot move anywhere to keep from getting captured. Also, the opponent has no piece that they can set in between the attacking piece and the king. So the king would be captured the very next move. The king is never captured, but the king is put in a position of checkmate, where there's no way that the king can escape capture. So I'm going ahead and take this rook or castle and go on down here and capture his castle, and that'll be checkmate. So as you can see here, white has put opponent in checkmate. So anyway, that's the end of that game, and that one only lasted about 7 minutes. A little note about playing chess is really a great way to keep your mind active, keep it from going stale. I've been playing chess for probably about, let's see, about 50 years, or maybe about 52 years. I started playing when I was like 18, 19 years old, when I joined the Air Force. And I enjoy playing chess. I like to play chess not at an extremely high level. If you play chess at an extremely high level, you have to think way too much to be able to win. You have to think like 3 and 4 and 5 moves ahead. I like to play at a lower level where you don't have to think that hard, and therefore don't take that long. I can play at an extremely high level, but it just takes a long time. I've got a lot of other things to do in my life. I don't have 2 or 3 or 4 hours to sit down and play one game of chess. So that's why I like to play at a low level. Also, if you play at a low level, you get really, really good, and you can play at higher levels and play quite quickly at higher levels, and it don't take that long. The grandmasters, when they play their tournaments and stuff, one game can last several hours. So it's a thing of how much do you want to think and how much time do you have. Once again, I play at lower levels because it's fast. I can play a game in like 10, 15 minutes, and then I can get out and do other things. I don't waste hours and hours and hours playing a couple of games of chess. But anyway, that's it for this video. I will be putting another one on here on how to play chess. So thanks a lot for watching, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe. I'll be putting more chess videos on here, and they will take and help you figure out how to play, how to do skewers with the bishops, and also how to take and pin pieces and do knight forks, and watch out for knight forks, and watch out for pins that you can pin with a bishop, and traps you can set to get the other players' pieces. So that's what the game chess is all about, is using your knowledge, if you will, to take and capture the other opponent's pieces and win the game. So once again, if you enjoy these videos on chess, please subscribe. I'll be putting some more on here. Once again, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the videos. Thanks.